Hello, everyone. I am Nikki Nixon, the Director of Marketing here at Hirsch Pipe and Supply. I would first like to start off by thanking everybody for taking the time to tune in today. And on behalf of all of us at Hirsch Pipe and Supply, please know that we are proud to stand beside you during this crisis, and we will continue to serve you with the highest level of customer service that you deserve. We are here today to talk a little bit about some legislation that's been recently passed and some things that you can definitely take advantage of. Our team at Hirsch has been sifting through the CARES Act, pulling out a lot of important information and things that definitely you can benefit from, and that will help you get through this difficult time. So with that said, I would like to introduce you to Susan Kuruvilla. Susan is a part of our Hirsch family here. She is working on the CARES Act Task Force team, and she'll take you through some of that very important information that she's been able to pull out and help you out. So welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate everyone also tuning in. There certainly has been a lot of information that has come out in the last few weeks. And the CARES Act, for those that have read the fine print, it's 800 plus pages long, which is pretty crazy. So we've just got a handful of kind of big categories that are in the CARES Act that we're pulling out today to help you decide which ones might be worthwhile exploring, how it might help you in your business. We know each of you are super busy taking care of your customers, and there's just been literally sort of daily updates on clarifications in the CARES Act that was passed just 2 weeks ago, and it seems like every 24 hours some new information has been released. So now that it has been in place about 2 weeks, there's a lot more clarification than there was before. So today we're just going to kind of talk through a handful of components of the CARES Act that we think will be relevant for you, our Hirsch customers and small business owners. So first off, the Paycheck Protection Program is the one I want to talk about first and foremost. That's the one that's been getting a lot of press and a lot of heat on some level, where small businesses with 500 or less employees can apply for loans for up to 8 weeks of funding to really keep your employees working and to cover some other fixed expenses like rent and interest on debt and utilities. And so we have on the Hirsch website not only the application, but some FAQs on how to complete the application. And there's a lot of information that is now clearer than it was even literally 3 days ago. And so that Paycheck Protection Program has a specific formula that it is on the form. And it also, the biggest piece of the Paycheck Protection Program is the loan forgiveness. It's really like a grant, more so than a loan. And as long as the funds are used for paying payroll and rent and the headcount stays at a certain level, then literally the government will forgive the sort of 8 weeks of funding that it provided to each of you, the business owner. So we'll get, at the end, I'll kind of give you some guidance on where to go next right after this little overview. The next piece of the legislation was the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, and that really was about providing workers with up to 80 hours of paid sick time to either care for a child, or if they were needed to be quarantined, or some other reason that they needed to not be at work. And there's also payroll tax credits for employers that provide that type of family leave eligibility to their employees. So again, that also is in the legislation that might be worth looking at depending upon your workforce. The other piece that's important that a lot of people haven't yet heard about is retirement funds. Many folks are not able to touch retirement funds until at least age 59 and a half without paying a 10% penalty for taking it out early. The CARES Act basically eliminates that penalty, and you can take money out of your 401k up to, I think, $100,000 and use that for kind of COVID-related expenses. So again, contact your retirement holder, whether it's Fidelity or whoever the holder is of your retirement funds, to find out how they're making that eligible or available to you who has the retirement funds. And then there's a number of also tax relief changes and credits that have come out through the CARES Act that relate to employee retention credits, up to $10,000 per head or up to $5,000 of relief depending upon the size of the company. There also are opportunities to delay payment of your payroll taxes. And then there's also changes related to prior year tax laws for tax losses that may be eligible either losses that you had in past years, or if you were hit by the alternative minimum tax for your business, those have also been changed and relaxed. And so, Nikki, maybe the next slide is kind of where to go next for some assistance. So first and foremost, we're suggesting that people contact your local banker. They're the ones that know you, they have a relationship with you. You can discuss your eligibility with them, confirm whether or not they're an SBA lender. And if they're not an SBA lender, I'm certain that they can guide you to where you should go to work with an SBA lender. Review the links that we have on the next slide. We have lots of good information on the Hirsch landing page that we think will also give you a good next step of where to go for assistance. And they also contact your tax accountant to see what kind of prior year relief might exist. And then, of course, contact your payroll provider to see what kind of Family First tracking they have implemented to make it easier for you as the employer to track certain things related to the CARES Act. And then the last page we have is really just some additional resources, right? In addition to the Hirsch landing page, the Treasury Department, if you click on this link, it'll take you to the Treasury Department's website. And again, you can go to the source, which is terrific, but it's also pretty lengthy and detailed and sometimes hard to navigate. So we've tried to kind of carve that up on the Hirsch website and make it easier for you to figure out what things might be of benefit to you as the employer and a small business owner during this time of just a lot of information coming at us every day, separate from all the health information that's coming. So hopefully this will be a great just way to get started for those that have not yet dipped their toe into the waters of what kind of government relief is out there. And certainly we're here to help. If you have any questions, contact your Hirsch branch person. We can certainly connect you to the Hirsch task force and provide some guidance from what we've learned ourselves in the last 2 weeks. So thank you for tuning in. Back to you, Nikki.
Thank you guys very much. And thank you, Susan, for all the hard work that you've put into this as well. Again, I'll just reiterate, be sure to check out the resource page on Hirsch.com. You can enter through the banner right on the home page. It's really easy. And again, it'll simplify this process for you quite a bit if you're trying to sift through a lot of information. And again, wonderful. Thank you guys for joining us today. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you. Stay safe, everyone.